This essay and video is about one of my mentors, Randy Pausch. And Pausch gave what was called his last lecture at Carnegie Mellon when he was in his mid-40s, dying of pancreatic cancer. Less than 9 months after he gave his last lecture, he died. But because of his last lecture, I realized something that I had not noted in my life after I had done 2 dances. Dance with Death twice, didn't realize what had happened. I mean, I realized I came close to dying, but it didn't change me. I wasn't able to put all the pieces together. And as I was watching the last lecture, and his last lecture is about an hour and 20 minutes long. In all the years that I have gone to school and all the years that I've taught, I have never heard a better lecture from other people or from me. And he said 2 things that are critically important about life. Almost anything he says is critically important. But the 2 things that come out into this essay is, one, you cannot control the cards that are dealt to you. Pausch says the only thing you can do is control the way you're going to play your hand. You can't sit back in life and complain about, it wasn't fair the way they did this and it wasn't fair the way they did that. Complain about the others. Look at your hand and say, these are the cards that I have. So what? What am I going to do about it? And therein lies a lesson about how you're going to live your life. And he also said, dream big dreams. You have a limited amount of time in this world. Don't settle for mediocrity. Dream big. To be perfectly honest with you, if our positions were reversed and I was sitting watching this video and reading this essay and you were in my shoes telling you about the transformation that takes place when you dance with death, unless you've done the dance, you're really going to question whether I know what I'm talking about. And to be perfectly honest with you, if I was sitting where you were, I would have said the same thing. Okay, Campbell, I'm sure you're well-meaning, but I don't buy it. But I'm telling you something that you can't know until you've done the dance. And I know that you're saying, yeah, how do you know that? Let me tell you about a couple people. Randy Pausch, Steve Jobs, Kurt Vonnegut, Miguel Cervantes, John Donne, Alan Seeger, Oliver Sacks, David Hume, and the list goes on and on and on. These are all people who faced death and then acted differently. I mean, the list, you can't, Abraham Lincoln, John Kennedy, it is a transformative, okay, I'll say it. It is the most transformative moment when I realized about the last watching the last dance, or the last lecture. Of all the things that have happened to me in my entire life, this thing of understanding what had happened to me, the 2 dances. Were the most transformative experiences in my life, and I would never want to go through them again. I don't want to crack my head open and spend a month in ICU and not go through prostatectomy and then radiation therapy and hormone therapy. I don't want to do that again. But I would never delete that from my life because I'm a better person for dealing with it. And I know that I have a limited amount of time left in life. And I'm not going to waste my time. And so that's kind of the backstory. Campbell doesn't want to waste his time. And he doesn't want to waste his time, and he doesn't want you to waste your time. And unless you've done the dance, there's a real question of whether you're utilizing all the time you have. You know, if there's an old saying about, you know, if you're never going to die tomorrow, what would you do? Is it the same thing you're going to do today? If you're going to die next month, are you going to do the next month the same thing you would have done had you not known you're going to die at the end of the month? You have a limited amount of time, and you don't know how much time that is. And my suggestion is to act. Watch the last lecture, and then look at your life. Look at the cards that are dealt to you, and say, what are my big dreams that are left that I have not yet accomplished? Critically important. In this essay, I mean, that the essay that you're about to read, I've done exactly what Posh has done and told me to do. And it didn't work out. And it ticked me off. I couldn't believe that I'd failed. I mean, I kid you not, I was irritated. That's a politically correct way of saying how I felt. I was mad. Then I looked at the cards and remembered what Posh said. Play what you've got, but dream a big dream. And guess what? Randy Posh is right. So, I appreciate your time watching this video and reading my essay. And when you have an hour and 20 minutes and you have not seen the last lecture, watch it. And I'm giving you a caveat before you watch it. Unless you have done the dance, it won't hit home as it does to people who've done the dance. But at least you have a glimmer of what could happen to you in the future. So at least you'll benefit from kind of a foretaste of what it would be like to be in Posh's position or any of the other people that have done the dance. So I appreciate your time. And this is my second caveat. Don't fool yourself. You don't have a lot of time. So that's my warning to you. And have a good time playing the cards. Take care.